We're across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
53's the mark. 53. Check 53.
From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. On the return, Jackson. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Their own 36-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Here's the ball carrier.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
54. Check. 54.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Only a yard in the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 7. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Man open. It's Goodwin. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Wentz now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
To Marquise Goodwin.
Marquise Goodwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, the formula looking good so far in this one.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
He was brought down by Darius Slay.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
1st and 10.
We tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Jones now on 1st down. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Operating from the gun, Jones. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
1st and 10.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
A first down carry for Barkley. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Barkley, the ball carrier.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A handoff to Barkley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 1 yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
6-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Check, 47.
Now Jones. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
At 7. Graham Gano set to kick off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Sanders on first down, not finding much of anything there, as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
The Eagle ball carrier.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Flush to his right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit, and he's brought down all the way back in the end zone. My goodness, that's going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Eagle 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
Sanders, the ball.
A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8.
Brings up second
Offensive
down.
linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Another run with Sanders. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
A gain of 18.
Offensive line right now really freeing up the rushing lanes on this drive.
And we have to give them props. They've earned them. But these big runs that we're seeing, they don't result without everyone else being involved as well. Blocking on the perimeter has to take place downfield too.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, first and 10 at the 47. Now Sanders. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
43-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the ground with Sanders. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
So Carter on the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Another run here with Sanders. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. So it's third and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
On third down, they turn to Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Eagles 19, Giants 7. Jake Elliott to kick.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Second down and 8. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
And 4.
From the gun, Jones. He's going to fire one deep. It got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants have got it back to a one-score game. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Tackle made by Marcus Golden.
Brings up second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
14.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10. On play action, it's Wentz. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Third down.
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
at their own 32-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. Barkley a first down and more. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants are going to jump back in front.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Here's Jones. Operating from the gun, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth-quarter lead.
19.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for, and taken.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz, deep ball for Goodwin, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up in that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Ball carrier.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
gain of
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
46-yard line.
Throwing Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
57. Mike, 57. Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together. Dragon 60. 57's Mike.
Operating from the gun. Jones. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
In a 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Here's Jackson to return. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt.
1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for, because they'll need to continue to rely on them to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Barkley. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the fourth quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee.
Let's go now. Cowboys. It's a slam. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Today's final score.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Giants, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.